Let's create rays of light filtering down through the ocean water. First, draw the rays of light. Make sure the main ray is vertical. The adjacent rays should be angled away from the main one. Use the flat of a shader and burn wide bands of color that match the angle of the rays of light. Do not burn over the rays. Vary the width and the color of your burn strokes. Rotate the board and burn wide bands of color. Again, angle the burn strokes so that they match the rays of light. You want the color to get gradually darker the further from the surface it is. Burn strokes tend to start darker than they end, so that's why the board is rotated. Also, it is easier to control the burn if you are pulling the nib down towards yourself. I highly recommend rotating the board as often as you need so that you can pull that nib down towards yourself versus pushing it up and away from yourself. Reburn as needed to darken the water and extend the length of the darker bands of color. The key to the filtered light effect is having a variety of bands of color. Also, it is important to angle the burn strokes so that they match the angle of the rays of light. The further from the main ray of light you are working, the darker the overall color of the water should be. Make sure that the rays of filtered light are the palest areas in the water. I do want to point out that I was going to add color to my artwork, so I did not burn the water as dark as it should be. If you do not plan on adding color, then burn the water to a darker overall color than what I did. Notice how I avoid burning over the rays of light I drew in. Instead, I darken the water adjacent to the rays of light. Once the rays are sufficiently defined, then erase the pencil marks. Another way to put that is once the water around the rays has been darkened up and you no longer need the pencil marks, erase them. Once the pencil marks are gone, then lightly burn over the rays of light. Make sure the water adjacent to the rays is darker. Reburn as needed until you are happy with how your water looks. I do recommend that you avoid creating crisp, clearly defined edges on your rays of light, because that would not look very realistic. Here is a close-up of how my artwork looks.